Hey, what's going on, everybody? So back here with some really good spoilers today, man. I'm so excited about today's spoilers. Almost every day has just had some really killer cards in it, but today is especially excited. So make sure you hit like and subscribe. This is my first season doing spoilers, and I am just pumped about today. We're gonna jump right into it. So, not gonna hold back. Not gonna be like save this card for last. We're just gonna jump right into it. Steel Overseer was spoiled today, and that was going to be in standard. Not only is it just a reprint, a great reprint, but it's going to be in standard. Steel Overseer, amazing cards. So for who does not know, Steel Overseer costs 2 colorless, is an artifact creature construct. He is a 1/1. You may tap him and put a +1/+1 counter on each artifact creature you control. And this card is just a staple in like Affinity deck. There's just a handful of decks that do play this, and he is crazy powerful in it. Just so excited to be able to see something like this to make an artifact deck really, really strong in standard. I mean, I know we don't have like a ton of artifact creatures in standard, but we have a ton of artifact creature creators in standard. Just offhand, we have Dovin, the Grand Arbitrator. So he makes Thopters. That's great. We have Saheeli, Sublime Artificer. She makes servo tokens that can all get bigger. So that's great. We also have Tezzeret, Master of the Bridge in standard, which actually gives creature and planeswalker spells you have affinity. So that's crazy. And you can bring back him from the graveyard or look at the top cards and find him. And put him onto the battlefield. So that's great. We got Karn, Scion of Urza. Okay, this guy makes constructs that just keep getting bigger for all the artifacts you have, so it makes him like really powerful. Then you can start pumping them up too. Man, it just goes on. Like, we actually have a lot of decent stuff in standard that is gonna work with Steel Overseer. I mean, even Ugin's Conjurant, it comes in with +X1 counters on it. It can just get bigger. Chamber of Sentry, which I don't know if this will make it good enough to play, but it may. You can cast this out for 2 and keep pumping it up and keep zapping their creatures. I think this is going to be really strong. Plus, the other card I want to talk about that we haven't in standard for a little while anyway is Volcanic Servant. Okay, so at the beginning of your end step, untap target artifact. So you can just untap this guy, and you get to tap Overseer and just do his ability again. That seems great. We have Tezzeret, Artifice Master. He makes Thopters as well. I mean, he's a 5-drop, but he's really good. And if you have a bunch of artifacts, you get to draw a bunch of cards. So this seems good. And then on top of that, we have Saya, Master Thopterist. And this is a legendary creature for a blue and 2. And whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. That's great. So now every time we cast an artifact, we get another creature with flying. This is good. I'm so excited to see it. Now I'm really hoping that we get some more artifacts. Now that this has happened, I cannot wait to see the rest of these cards. I mean, this is probably one of the better core sets we have seen in a long time. It is a lot of power and value to this core set. So this is just crazy exciting. God, I'm so pumped. So pumped. I really wanted some sweet artifact stuff. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump in. We did get more spoilers today. That wasn't it. And there are some good ones in here, so don't run away yet. We're going to jump into this list of cards to take a look at now. All right, so let's jump into the rest of this list. So Agent of Treachery. This costs 7, so it's really expensive. 5 and 2 blue for a human rogue. When Agent of Treachery enters the battlefield, gain control of target permanent. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more permanents you don't own, draw 3 cards. It's only a 2/3 for 7, but these abilities are insane, and there's a lot of stuff that's really expensive that takes permanents currently, and they're actually being played competitively, so maybe this does have a spot. I mean, it does seem really good if your whole mission is to just get all their stuff and play with it. That's great. There's a lot of cards that do that. We have just Hostage Taker. We have Thief of Sanity. So there's very easy. Can you control 3 of their 3 permanents that you don't own. So I like it. It's good. Cerulean. We'll go with that. Cerulean Drake. 1 blue, 1 colorless for a Drake. Flying 1/1, protection from red. Sacrifice Cerulean Drake, counter target spell that targets you. That's actually good. Stuff like this generally it can be playable, so I mean I like it. It definitely is good. And it can be targeted by red cards, which is really good. Especially if there was like mono blue tempo came back and you had 4 of these in the sideboard and you were playing against red. Shit. Oh, this is a cute one. Ferocious Pup. 1 green, 2 colorless, for a wolf who is a 0/1. When Ferocious Pup enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. That's not too horrible. You essentially get 2 creatures on the board for 3. Only a total of 2 power though. But still, let's throw him out, get a token, make a blocker. I mean, it'd be decent and limited for sure because it makes 2 bodies. We got another dinosaur, Shifting Ceratops, 2 green, 2 colorless. This spell cannot be countered. Protection from blue. It's a 5/4. Has another ability. You can pay green, and Shifting Ceratops gains your choice of reach, trample, or haste until end of turn. Those are all super handy. This will be crazy good and limited if you get it. It is a rare, so that isn't always something to count on. But in the 4-drop spot, I don't know that this fits into standard. Looks like we got another. Alright, so we have an enchantment Aurora. Wolfkin Bond. 1 green. 4 colorless. Enchant creature. When Wolfkin Bond enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. Enchant creature gets +2/+2. 4/5. It is uncommon. Alright, so we're getting some more wolf action here. We've got Nightpack Ambusher. 2 green, 2 colorless. It's a rare. It's a wolf. It's a 4/4 with flash. Other wolves and werewolves you control get +1/+1. At the beginning of your end step, if you didn't cast a spell this turn, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. You don't have to do anything when this card's out. You just get a creature every turn. That's interesting. So if you have, so this would go with like Vivian out of the last set, War of Spark. You could just cast all your stuff on their turn and have this guy out and not cast anything on your turn and just get a free wolf every turn. That seems actually pretty good. I don't know how playable it is. It is cost 4. Alright, we have Vampire of the Dire Moon. This is a 1-drop vampire uncommon 1/1 with Death Touch and Lifelink. Those are always 2 great abilities to have together. This will be good and limited as well. Maybe this fits into the vampire deck. We're always looking for 1-drops, but I think we have a few better ones to choose from. Alright, we have Woodland Champion. 1 green, 1 colorless, for an uncommon, 2/2 Elf Scout. Whenever 1 or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control, put that many +1/+1 counters on Woodland Champion. This could actually be good. This could be very good when 1 or more tokens enter the battlefield. So if you've got a deck that's going to make a bunch of tokens, clearly this guy's just going to keep getting bigger. But it is conditional. You do have to be making tokens. So we have Spectral Sailor, a 1-drop spirit pirate, or a pirate backup in here. He is a 1/1 with flash. It's flying. You can pay 1 blue and 3 colorless and draw a card. The fact that it has flash is really good. I mean, mono blue is always looking for a creature with flash. That way the next turn it can drop a Curious Obsession on there so it can start drawing its cards. So maybe this helps that deck come back. Okay, we have Veil of Dragonfire. This is a reprint. This is 2 colorless artifact, uncommon. Pay 2, tap it, sacrifice Veil of Dragonfire. It deals 2 damage to any target. We have Renowned Weaponsmith. 1 blue, 1 colorless, human artificer, uncommon. It's a 1/3 and it has 2 abilities. So the first one is tap, add 2 colorless, spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. That's pretty cool. There's some expensive artifacts that are really nice to get out early, so that's great. You can pay 1 blue, search your library for a card named Heartpiercer Vow or Vow of Dragonfire, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Okay, so you can go get Heart Piercer Bow or the last card we just talked about, the Veil of Dragonfire. Heart Piercer Bow's in here somewhere. It just like does a damage when it's attached to a creature. So this gets to go get cards if they're in your deck. Unfortunately, they're shitty cards, but it's still good. All right, we've got a Org Berserker. Org Siegebreaker is a 4/3 Org Berserker. He cost 1 red, 1 black, 2 colorless. And you can pay 1 red, 1 black, 2 colorless, and destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn. And he gets to keep doing this. So this card for sure will be good in limited. Okay, we got that bow, Heart Piercer Bow. This is that card that the other guy can go in the deck and get. So it costs 2. It's an artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks, Heart Piercer Bow deals 1 damage to target creature defending player controls. Equip 1. Drawn of Dreams. 2 blue, 2 colorless for a sorcery. And it says, look at the top 7 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Oh, damn, that's actually good. It's only a sorcery, but we have Baby Teferi that can make it instant. This card probably sees play. I mean, 7 cards. Man, that's a lot. Okay, so you get to look at a whole hand, pick 2 cards out of them, and put them into your hand. This card is really good. I mean, I just know, like, even the Dovin that's in there, his ultimate, whenever he gets up there enough, is you get to look at, like, 10 cards. That's insane. Like, you get 3 of them, but holy crap. 7 cards, and you get to put 2 of them in your hand. And, like, you know you're going to find something great out of those 7, unless you've just had a really, really bad draw. But even still, 7 cards. 7 cards. Did I say that? Oh my god. Crazy. Okay, we have a Manifold Key. This is 1 colorless artifact, and it has abilities. It's an uncommon, and you can pay 1. 2 tap, untap, another target artifact. Okay. 3 tap, target creature can't be blocked this turn. That's actually a good ability to have when you're trying to finish out a game. I don't know that there's any decks currently that will need this. So we have Leyline of Abundance. This is 2 green, 2 colorless enchantment. If Leyline of Abundance is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. Its abilities, it has 2. Whenever you tap a creature for mana, add an additional green. Okay. Or you can pay 8 shit. You can pay 2 green, 6 colorless, and put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So that's good. Whenever you tap a creature for mana, add an additional green. I mean, while Land Wars is in standard, it seems pretty good. There's a lot of mana dwarfs if your deck's doing that, and there are a handful competitively that are doing that now. I see it being good, but they're already working. You know, like the decks are already working. This is just like a bonus. I don't know how I feel about this. You guys gotta let me know what you think and how powerful you think this card is down in the comments below. And while you're down there, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, we got another 1-drop. Like I said, they've been making a ton of 1-drops. This is great. So we have a Elvish Reclaimer. This is 1 green for a rare Elf Warrior who's a 1/2. Elvish Reclaimer gets +2/+2 as long as there are 3 or more land cards in your graveyard. Alright, well, there's been some stuff that kind of goes with that. So that makes him pretty good if you're putting stuff in the graveyard. I think while Explorers, and this is a possibility, I don't know that there's room for it with so many other cards to choose from, but then you can pay 2, tap it, sacrifice a land, search your library for a land card, put it onto the battlefield tap, then shelf your library. Okay, that makes it way better now that he can actually get lands in the graveyard and fix your mana. So that is actually really good. I mean, he would literally just be able to make sure that you've got all the colors you need. If you want to play this like in Salty, Bant, or anything like that, you're going to have the colors you need. It says for a land card. So you can sacrifice a basic and search your library and grab like a shock land. Oh my god. That's great. Okay, this card is good. This card is definitely good. That second ability there just makes this guy very powerful. All right, so we have an artifact creature, which is great, being still overseers in standard here soon. We have Diamond Knight. For 3 colorless, you get a artifact creature knight, uncommon. He has vigilance. He's a 1/1. But when Diamond Knight enters the battlefield, you choose a color. When you cast a spell with the chosen color, put a +1/+1 counter on Diamond Knight. That actually doesn't seem too horrible. I mean, every time he's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. This costs 3 though. Man, this would be crazy if it cost 2, but it doesn't. It costs 3. Okay, we have an enchantment Aurora. This is thick cover for 1 blue. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +0/+2 and has tap, draw a card, and discard a card. That's not horrible. It's an uncommon. It's not horrible. Okay, we have Raise the Alarm. Create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens at instant speed for 2. A Daz Dragon costs 1 red, 4 colorless, for a dragon who's uncommon. He is a 3/3 with flying. When a Daz Dragon enters the battlefield, create 2 treasure tokens. Yeah. This is not. Alright, we got a piece of equipment here. We've got Immolation Mask, 1 red, 1 colorless for artifact equipment, uncommon. When Immolation Mask enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 elemental creature token, then attach Immolation Mask to it. Equipped creature has sacrificed this creature. It does 1 damage to any target. Equip 2. Does make a guy, but it doesn't pump him up or anything, and it's only a damage. So, doubt that sees much of anything. Alright, we have Bloodthirsty Aerialist. So 2 black, 1 colorless, get you a Vampire Rogue, uncommon, 2/3 with flying. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Bloodthirsty Aerialist. Alright, we have the Black Elemental Knight now. So Cavalier of Night, 3 black, 2 colorless, Elemental Knight, mythic rare, 4/5 with lifelink. When Cavalier of Night enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, destroy target creature and opponent controls. So its ability is conditional. Like, you got to have another creature on the board that you want to die, or that is not as good as one of their other creatures. So that's not too bad. When Cavalier of Night dies, return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Now that's an ability. That's actually good. So when they go to kill this 4/5 with lifelink, because they'll need to, you got to bring something back to the battlefield, mind you. So it makes it like if you sacrifice something, not as bad. If it's converted mana cost 3 or less, you can get it back. So this is good. These knights actually are all pretty decent. Okay, we have Portal of Sanctuary. It's an artifact, a blue artifact. 1 blue, 2 colorless, get you an uncommon artifact that you can pay 1, tap, return target creature you control, and each aurora attached to it to their owner's hands. Activate this ability only during your turn. That's really good against Aurora deck, or if you're doing it yourself and you want to do this to like protect your creature and your Auroras. But if somebody has a creature out there and they have a bunch of stuff stacked up on them that they spent 3 turns trying to get there, this is great. Alright, so we've got Elemental here at a mythic rare in Timber colors. So I'm really excited to see what this does. Let's see here. Omnath, Locust of the Roll. It is 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue, 1 red for legendary creature Elemental. 3/3. And when Omnath, Locust of the Roll enters the battlefield, it deals damage to any target equal to the number of elementals you control. So it's elemental tribal kinda, but he still does a damage when he comes down. So that's good. At least it does that. I mean, it does cost 4 for a 3/3. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target elemental you control. If you control 8 or more lands, draw a card. Okay, well that's even better. That's even better. So he gets bigger, and eventually you get to draw cards every time you play a land. Because this guy could get huge from turn 4 then into 6. Oh man, he'll be a 5/5 and growing. And in a deck that's doing counters, I think he could be a lot bigger. Uh, we'll see. I do like it though. It's super neat. I'm glad it's in Timur colors. I don't know how great the elemental deck will be, but we will see. So that is it for the spoilers today, you guys. Thank you so much. Please comment down below about any of the cards we talked about or what you think they're going to be doing to standard whenever they hit it, and how things are going to play differently on the arena. I love reading all the comments and can't wait to hear from you. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys all tomorrow.